Welcome to Superior Theatre Festival's 2020 fundraiser for
Beendigen, Anishinabe Women's Crisis Home and Family Healing Agency.
Hi, my name is Donna Baratta, and I'm the Artistic and Managing Director of Superior Theatre Festival.
And I am Jessica Krasnichuk, STF's Outreach Manager, and we are so excited for you to be joining us tonight for an evening of song, spoken word, poetry, and more in support of a great organization. And speaking of that organization, you might be wondering why we chose it. Dawn Marie, can you tell us a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So as a female-led organization, we believe in supporting women and believe that Beendigen is helping women in such an important way. We know that 1 in 4 women will experience some form of intimate partner violence in their lives, and that with Indigenous women, it is 1 in 2 women. We want to be able to help these women and get them support. We also want you to know that STF is not receiving any funds whatsoever from this fundraiser, so that everything that you donate will go directly to Beendigen's program and services, which we look forward to telling you about a little bit later.
You can donate directly to Beendigen through their website at beendigen.com and scrolling to the bottom of that page, or by clicking the link in the description. Please make sure to note that you are donating through the Superior Theatre Festival's fundraiser in the comments so that we can keep track of the donations received.
Thank you to all of the artists who have stepped forward to share their talents with us this evening. Now let's get the show started.
Our first performance is by a past STF performer, Maranda Dumas. Enjoy.
Hi there, my name is Miranda, and this is Blood Brothers by Ingrid Michaelson. If you knew me, would you save that seat for me? If you knew me, would you finally set me free? We're all blood, blood brothers. We're all blood brothers. If you love me, would you hold on to my hand? If you love me, would you finally understand? We're all blood brothers. We're all blood brothers. What you need, I need too. What you are, I am too. 'Cause we're all the same under a different name. We're all blood brothers. We're all blood brothers. If you knew me, would you lift me from the ground? If you love me, would you even hear me make a sound? We're all blood brothers. We're all blood brothers. What you need, I need too. What you are, I am too. 'Cause we're all the same under a different name. We're all blood brothers. We're all blood brothers. We're all blood brothers.
I'll wait a little longer, where we can get stronger. I know it's taking us time to heal. We'll be unstoppable. Don't know what I did it for. I needed to know that it was always real. My head's held high as we walk down the line, honey, arm in arm through the clear night sky. Let's be the peace we'll fly. Our hearts collide, can't escape the magnetic side. I was like satellites spinning away, almost lost forever and leaving no trace, floating through the darkest regions of space to another galaxy. Our polarity's shifting around, there's nothing left that's holding us down. It's just gravitational. We are unstoppable, and I just can't escape the pull. We are unstoppable. It's just gravitational. We are unstoppable. My head's held high as we walk down the line, honey, arm in arm through the clear night sky. Let's be at peace, we'll fly. Our hearts collide, can't escape the magnetic side. I was like a satellite spinning away, almost lost forever and leaving no trace, floating through the darkest regions of space to another galaxy. Our polarity's shifting around, there's nothing left for us holding us down, but it's just gravitational. We are unstoppable, and I just can't escape the pull. We are unstoppable, I just can't escape the pull. Trace, floating through the darkest regions of space to another galaxy. Our polarity's shifting around, there's nothing else for us holding us down. It's just gravitational. We are unstoppable. I just can't escape the pull. We are unstoppable. Gravitational, and we are unstoppable. We are unstoppable. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 unstoppable.
Hello, my name's Annette Pateman, and I'm going to be reading you some poems from my book Spectrum. The book was launched in May 2020. The first poem I should be reading you is a poem called The Letter, and it's an immigration story, really the immigration story of my parents. my dad left Jamaica and he sent for my mother. But immigration stories are very universal, so I hope that you'll enjoy this one. I waited by the banana tree where you first saw me. I shaded sun under the leaves. Watched as others got letters from foreign, but none came for me. Saw faces crack brilliant smiles, hands grasping paper that meant they were going. Bodies gyrating with joy. I waited by the banana tree where you first saw me, wondering why your letter did not find me. Was the one you called more special than me? Was she more cultured, more beautiful? Was her skin softer than mine? Was she more woman than me? The answers never came. You never explained. I waited by the banana tree where you first saw me. She sauntered past me, unknowing, her body freely swaying. Going to the market to buy things for foreign. Going to do another poem, and it talks about my ancestry really. I've mentioned that my family came from Jamaica, and Jamaica was colonized really. And it was African people were taken and enslaved, mostly from West Africa, and taken to the islands of the Caribbean, in Jamaica included, and the Americas, and countries like Brazil. And this was known as the transatlantic slave trade. But this is also a story of resilience. Slave. I am not slave, I was enslaved. I am not slave, I was enslaved. I walked free in the sun, in the land of my birth. Baobab tree sheltered me. Yam and banana fed me. My family around me grew me. My beloved loved me. Until you came and took me away far across the sea. To a land of plantations where there is only memory of what was and can never be again. I am not slave, I was enslaved. I am not slave, I was enslaved.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh nothing is going right. sky. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, said now all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud. You'll hear me knocking upon your door. Just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, said now all you gotta do is call, 'cause I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend? People can be so cold, they'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh baby, don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, running, running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, said now all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. You got a friend. Don't you know you got a friend? You got a friend. To all my superior theater friends,
I have a bump in the middle of my nose. My spine swerves and curves like an impaired driver, and my bones poke out from within my skin. I absolutely hate it. As women, we're taught what is considered beautiful from a young age. Unrealistic beauty standards surround us like walls, and on those walls are pictures of dolls we used to play with when we were little and models on Instagram. How are we supposed to love ourselves when our idea of beauty is based off plastic and Photoshop? How are we supposed to realize our tiger stripes and our cellulite are normal? How are we supposed to build each other up when the system teaches us how to tear each other down? Why is it always a competition for who's most perfect when we're all perfect? And nothing will change until we realize that. We, as women, have a voice, and it's time that you hear it. I have a bump in the middle of my nose.
Martin King speaking. This painting right here is titled The Feast. It has all the grocery store food mascots all having a feast. This painting took me about a week to make. This painting is titled Yard Sale. I was selling artwork at the yard sale near the hotel, and I decided to doodle all the people that were walking around. Later that day, I cut up all my doodles and taped it on this wooden board. Well, wooden painted board. I really like the outcome of this piece. It's very sharp, fun looking painting, art piece, mixed media? Yeah, mixed media.
Hello, my name is Tammy Reynolds, and I'd like to read you a poem that I wrote called We Are In This Together. I refer to it as a COVID poem by me. So here it goes. Mask on, mask off. I'm so confused. The new normal is a phrase that's overused. School's out? Yay! All the kids cheer. Wait, says Mom, I'm gonna school them here. Stay home. Go out. But only to shop. Well, that's just great. I only have one stop. Wash your hands often and sanitize too. Now we need hand lotion. Guess I'll get in the queue. You have to physical distance. There is no real trick. It's only 6 feet, the length of a hockey stick. No sports, no crowds, and nothing to do. Guess I'll check Netflix for something new. We are human beings that need to connect, but staying apart in an effort to protect. If you're feeling alone and always in your room, don't worry, because there's an app called Zoom to get online with your friends and family, but waiting for it to start feels like agony. It's a different time that we're living right now. We are resilient and we'll go on somehow. We have been through tough times before. We survived the Black Plague, SARS, and a world war. We will persevere and come out the other side and look back on this pandemic, COVID-19, in stride. Even though the world appears to be closed, we can still connect and not feel disposed. It's not forever, it's what the experts say. We try to stay together and connected by any way. We've heard it a lot recently, and it's so true. We're all in this together, so don't bleed blue. For this too shall pass, and we can all agree that when it's all done, we'll go on a spree to shops, to restaurants, to theaters without fear. But right now, just pass me another beer.
Mother cannot guide you. Now you're on your own. Only me beside you. Still you're not alone. No one is alone. Truly, no one is alone. Sometimes people leave you halfway through the wood. Others may deceive you. You decide what's good. You decide alone. But no one is alone. Mother isn't here now.
Things, right things.
Who knows what she'd say?
Who can say what's true?
Nothing's quite so clear now.
Do things, fight things.
Feel you lost your way.
You decide, but you are not alone.
Believe me, no one is alone.
No one is alone, believe me.
Truly,
You move just a finger. Say the slightest word.
Something's bound to linger.
Be heard. No one acts alone. Careful, no one is alone.
People make mistakes.
Fathers,
Mothers
people make mistakes. Holding to their own. Thinking they're alone.
terrible mistakes. Witches can be right, giants can be good. You decide what's right, you decide what's good.
Just remember,
someone is on your side, our side, someone else is not. While we're seeing our side, maybe we forgot. They are not alone. No one is alone.
hard to see the light now.
Just don't let it go.
Things will come out right now. We can make it so. Someone is on your side. No one is alone.
Hi, my name is Sarah Mendek. I'm a playwright this year in the indie stream of the Superior Theatre Festival. My monologue is from my one-woman show entitled What If? It's a play about living with a physical disability from a different perspective. I have more calluses on my hands than a construction worker. I have baby soft feet because I have difficulty walking barefoot, but I do it anyway. I carry more weight on my shoulders than I want to because I have to. I have no choice. My legs are skinnier than my arms because my arms create the motion. My legs still feel it though. They aren't strong enough. This is the body I've been given. I am proud of it. But on a bad day when I pull the muscles simply by getting out of bed, I look at myself in the mirror and I hate the accessories. They push me forward, curve my back, tense my shoulders, give me bruises, and sometimes cut my skin. The ugliness starts to fade and the beauty is cracking through the light. The confidence slowly begins to return, and today will be a better day than yesterday. And yesterday has become a stronger, more defined muscle, creating texture to my body.
Never been so scared over something I can't see. Never been so worried about my friends and family. Never been so conscious all the times you touch my face. Never seen the world locked down. It's like a ghost town in this place. You can get it from a counter or opening a door. There's too much information, don't know what to believe anymore. On lineups at the gas pump, no toilet paper on the shelves. All vitamin C is gone, nothing left for us to help ourselves. Well, it might pass you by or kill you, no one knows for sure. Stay at home 6 feet apart, wear your mask when you're in the store. Well, I've been searching for some normal, but everything's changed, turned upside down. See someone in the distance with a mask, they just look at me and turn around. In my ghost town, in my ghost town. restrictions being lifted, some too stupid to adhere to all the things that kept us safe. Now this could go on for years. It's a lot to do about nothing, a conspiracy they say, but the numbers keep on going up, people dying every day. Well, it might pass you by and kill you, no one knows for sure. Stay at home 6 feet apart, wear your mask when you're in the store. I've been searching for some normal, but everything's changed, turned upside down. I see someone in the distance with a mask, they just look at me and turn around. In my ghost town, in my ghost town. They waited too long to tell us, could have saved so many. Now we are living fear. It might pass you by, kill you, no one knows for sure. Stay at home 6 feet apart, wear your mask when you're in the store. I've been searching for some normal, but everything's changed, turned upside down. I see someone in the distance with a mask, they just look at me and turn around. In my ghost town, in my ghost town, in my ghost town, in my ghost town. Never been so scared over something I can't see.
Hello, Katie. I have with me Katie Bortolin from Beendigen. Welcome.
Thank you.
Katie, tell us what your job is at Beendigen.
I work as the program manager at Beendigen, so I oversee the Healing Around Counseling unit, and I assist with the Talk for Healing helpline and the crisis home.
Okay, now Beendigen in Ojibwe means come in, and it seems like a perfect word to describe how you have an open door policy to provide safety and shelter to both women and children that are experiencing violence. What kinds of, and specifically obviously Indigenous women, what kinds of situations are women fleeing from in this community? That's one of the first questions I was thinking about is what are you seeing? What situations are you seeing in this community?
I think the most important thing to acknowledge right now is that, especially in Thunder Bay, Indigenous women are not just vulnerable to abuse, so they're targeted for abuse. We have a very racist climate. We have a lot of women in need. So we are dealing with individuals who may be homeless because of impacting factors with historical, intergenerational, and developmental trauma. And we're seeing a lot of people who are coming to the city without a safe place to go. So we try to make sure that we are acknowledging where people are at and trying our very best to give people a safe place to be.
Have you found during COVID-19 that things have changed dramatically? Has there been an increase in calls or need?
With the violence against women kind of sector as a whole, looking at it, the call volumes have they've shifted a lot from what it looked like prior to the pandemic. We're seeing calls where people are reporting that their abusers will be withholding personal protective equipment, access to the media, access to the news, withholding health cards, withholding their children from them, and using COVID-19 pandemic as a power and control tactic to keep people intimidated and keep people in the home. We also notice kind of a shift in the numbers of our calls. And what we're kind of looking at is that most people are at home with their abusers, so they might not have a safe place to kind of leave and talk to someone. The majority of our programming right now, other than the crisis home, so with the Healing Around Counseling Unit staff, we're all doing it remotely. So we're offering Zoom counseling and Zoom meetings and telephone counseling. And we're finding we have to do different kind of risk assessments and safety plans with people because their abuser could walk in the door. So if one of my workers hears from someone the code word, like I need to go eat a cheeseburger, we know that that means so-and-so has walked in the house, and it might not be a safe environment for them to kind of explore where they're at in that meeting. So we've really had to kind of shift the work that we do to make sure that we're able to appropriately give people the help that they need while they're stuck at home.
Wow, it's quite a reality check when I hear you say things like that, that they're withholding health cards and, access to PPE and things like that, which, should be basic rights. And it's pretty scary. So when they come to you, what are the programs that you offer? What are the different things that you can support them in?
So the first thing we have is the emergency shelter, which is our crisis home. So that's a 24-bed facility. We have a staff there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The majority of people come with a referral, with an intake that they do over the phone, but some people walk up to our door and ask for help and services there. So we typically have people stay for about 8 weeks with us. In that time, we're able to refer them to our Healing Around Counseling Unit staff. So in that, we have our counseling unit, and we offer individual counseling. We have a NADAP program, which is our addictions program. We have an anti-human trafficking program to help people, trafficked individuals who might be wanting to exit or need that extra piece of safety planning. We have a transitional housing program, so they're able to help people rehome safely if possible, or just get to whatever their next step is going to be. And often, something too that comes up is when we're looking at pandemic work, when we tell people to stay home and isolate, some of these people don't have homes, right? So a lot of it is people have been kind of shelter hopping or staying in motels and doing those kind of pieces. So it's trying to keep in contact with those people. And we've been struggling with a lot of our transient clients because typically they would have a place to come to or come to our groups, and it's been challenging to offer these services to people when they're truly on the streets and there's not a lot of places for them to go. We also have a Breaking Free from Family Violence program. It helps parents who are involved in child welfare kind of navigate that system. We offer family court support work, and we have a pre and postnatal program, and we offer children's action plans. So we work with pregnant moms all the way up to moms with 6-year-olds. So we try our best to make sure that we're doing whole family work.
It's really comprehensive. There's a lot of programs that they can access.
Yeah. So, sorry, go ahead.
Is Beendigen a big organization? Do you have a lot of people in this organization in Thunder Bay?
Staffing wise, there's over 50 of us.
Okay.
So we have, like I said, our crisis home staff is 24 hours a day, and then we have the Healing Our Own staff, and then we also have our Talk for Healing line. So our Talk for Healing is a helpline for Indigenous women by Indigenous women, where people are able to call and access people who can speak their language. We have translation services, and that's a 24-hour program as well that we offer.
Wonderful. Where do you see the biggest need for programming right now? Because it would be nice if the work the money that's fundraised tonight can go to something that you feel you see a real need. Is there somewhere particular?
What I think would be the best is the shelter itself. Looking at the work we've had to do during the pandemic, we've had to put a lot of people up in motels. We had a pandemic plan, but not a COVID specific plan. So we never closed the doors to our shelter, but we have added all of these extra rooms on to make sure that, people are able to self-isolate and still have a safe place to fall. And with it being a 24-hour facility, like I said, we have staff there all the time. And before COVID, we were full every day, all the time. And now we are full and plus have the hotel expenses. So That's something that I would think of.
Wow, like I said, it's eye-opening, and it's really important you're saying all of this, because I wouldn't have known just the extent of, having people in motels and hotels in the community as well, because you're overflowing with the amount of women that need help and children. What if there is a woman that is in crisis and needs Beendigen's help? How do they get a hold of you? What's the best way?
Well, we have a 24-hour crisis line. It's 346 HELP. And, we have our resident counselors who do crisis intervention pieces right on the phone with people. But like I said, if we have 5 different sites around the city, so if someone just shows up to a door, we're going to do our very best to make sure that if not the person who answered the door, if someone else can hop in and do an assessment with them. We give every single person that we work with a safety plan, and we do risk assessments that help us kind of navigate how that safety plan is going to look for them. But typically, the majority of people come through us with a crisis call starting off.
Is there something else you'd like us to know before we end tonight? Was there something that maybe we don't know that you'd love to tell us, Katie?
Well, a lot of the work that we do is we help people shift from victim to survivor and then to contributor. And a lot of the people who that we've worked with, they do this fabulous shift in how they see themselves and how they see the world. And a lot of the times, a lot of the really solid work that community members are doing are from people who have really seen a lot of darkness, and they were able to turn it into bright light. It's as much as it's hard work, as much as it can be painful and hard. It's incredibly inspiring to see how resilient Indigenous women are. We do a lot of culturally based and culturally appropriate work with people, where people are able to reclaim their identity. They're able to really, look at themselves in a way they may not have been able to see before, especially if they've had abusers calling them down for years. So we've created a community of people who went from victim to survivor and now to thriver, where they're giving back to their community and holding that light out for other people. So I'm really happy that you guys are able to help us out with this fundraiser, because we have a lot of really strong women in this community that really deserve to have a hand up.
I love how you said victim, survivor, and thriver. That's an incredible thing to take away from this evening. And I really do hope that those of you who are out there listening, take the time to go to beendigen.com and scroll down. You'll see the donate online, and you can click on that button. And please give to this very worthy cause. And thank you so much. This organization is doing great work in the community. And thank you, Katie, for coming and speaking about it today.
Of course. My pleasure. Thank you.
Ani Yolanda Nindishnikaz, Gishiba Manga Nindigo Jebimang, Makwanindodam. Hello, my name is Yolanda Bonnell, and I'm going to be reading a poem for you that I wrote called Like Elton Said. I want love. Love. I want decolonial love. I want love that exists on the very tip of war-crying tongues, love between bodies so tanned, so soil-baked, so drum-tight, copper-bright like soft night, or dusk creeping into dawn without a hint of fear. Skin that searches for the trace of a circle on a back while they lay sleeping on furs. Old love. Traditional love. Love that weaves like baskets and smells like medicine, that dances in the sky in its brightness. Wawate. I want to feel safe, to feel familiarity. I want to decolonize the way that I partner, the way that I love. I love so deeply and hard, and it's a lot. I can be a lot. A deeply loving Indian, loving so intensely, loving so fiercely, so I want passion for this body of mine, this soul of mine that is a container for complication and trepidation and silent screams buried behind teeth, obsessions, because this body has been searching for this love, these loves, for a very long time. I want to be comfortable with gentle touch as I am with rough. I long to rally with love clenched in the fist that I hold up, reaching for the sun but longing for the moon. I'm waiting to submerge in her light. That glow, that reaches tied limbs that wrap around each other, curl around each other, sink into each other and each other and each other. And I want to be seen. With my arms outstretched, body wide and vast and round, circles over ovals, tumbling from my skin to my earth, waiting to be caught by a love so decolonized that we can start new. Love, love like the strawberry moon that I taste on my lips. Miigwech.
Ooh, this hot summer has got me down. You can fry an egg on the street. Heat waves are wiggling on the sidewalk. Cops are dropping like flies on the beat. I need a new lover to take me in, protect me from this humid air. Be you from Brooklyn, Staten Island, or Queens, I don't care. Don't matter kind of loving you're into or how big your apartment might be. All you need's an air conditioner, and you're the man for me. Ho, 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 what's that you say? You live by the Hudson River, and a breeze blows through your door. Well, honey, if you don't have a Friedrichs in your window, I don't want to hear anymore. You say you live in a penthouse, you got a terrace with a view of the night. Well, that's swell, but I really must tell you, an air conditioner's a much prettier sight. It don't matter the kind of loving you're into, or how big your might be. All you need's an air conditioner, and you're the man, oh, you're the man, oh, you're the man for me. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba.
Hi there, everyone. Thank you to Superior Theatre Festival for inviting me to submit this short reading from my novel, If Tenderness Be Gold. The beautiful design of the artwork on the front is also from a Thunder Bay artist, Alada Forsland. So this book is published by Latitude 46 Publishing out of Sudbury. So I'll begin my story at the beginning, and I'll just read briefly for a couple of pages to give you a taste of the book. And it begins with an unlikely friendship between Mary, an Irish immigrant, and Fiorella, also an immigrant from Italy. And I'll just read for a couple of pages, and feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about the novel. A big chunk of it takes place in Hercote, Ontario, which, as you know, is just east, as many of you know, it's just east of Thunder Bay. So this is Mary speaking. When I first clapped eyes on her, though she was across a field and barely a speck on the horizon, sure I knew she was one of my kind. As she made her way toward me, a rush of warm wind moved across the tips of the wild grasses. It was so quick, on another day I might have missed it altogether, but that day I noticed everything. As I held my young lad's hand, she glided through the field, and when she was a stone's throw away, she shouted, "You come for Fiorella?" I smiled, but didn't answer straight away, as my mind was buzzing with the many warnings the townspeople had filled my ears with since my move to Aspen Bluff. I'd no sooner stepped on Canadian soil when I felt the air buzzing with gossip. The women pulled me aside in the general store to tell me Fiorella had been under suspicion of murder, warning me to stay away from the Italian witch. But this smiling woman was obviously not dangerous. She was no more a witch than I was a leprechaun. "Yes, I've come to see you," I said. Fiorella swept us into her house, if you could call it a house, as it was more of a shack, where my lad and I settled into her buckety chairs. On the kitchen table, a jar of pink clover, devil's paintbrush, and goldenrod brightened her home. The field flowers had lost some of their pollen, and yellow dust floated onto the table. With the mid-afternoon sun finding its way through the window pane, for a second I thought fool's gold had been sprinkled onto her tabletop. As the woman talked in broken English, I could hardly keep myself from floating up to the roof. It was all in her eyes, dark chocolate brown. Crow's feet crinkled along the outside edges from too many tears or sadness or laughter, and round dark pupils that seemed to reflect back to me an ocean of might. No matter what others thought of her, that day she found a friend in me. And that's from the opening of If Tenderness Be Gold. Thank you so much. Enjoy the festival.
Some hearts can conform, fitting the norm, flaunting their love for all to see. I tried to change, thinking how easy life could be. I just kept on failing, I guess that was a sign that there wasn't much hope for this unruly heart of mine. Then you came along, and right or wrong, feelings began to overflow. We tried to hide, thinking that no one else could know. But not having you near me was where I drew the line. So I had to conceal this poor unruly heart of mine. And though I don't know how or when, but somehow I learned to see, no matter what the world might say, this heart is the best part of me. So fears all in the past, fading so fast, I won't stay hidden anymore. I'm who I am, and I think that's worth fighting for. And nobody out there ever gets to define the life I meant to lead with this unruly heart of Though I don't know how or when, but somehow I learned to see, no matter what this world might say, this heart is the best part of me. So fears all in the past, fading so fast, I won't stay hidden anymore. I'm who I am, and I think that's worth fighting for. And nobody out there ever gets to define the life I meant to lead with this unruly heart of mine. And nobody out there ever gets to define the life I meant to lead with this unruly heart of
Hi, my name is Moya O'Connell, and I wanted to share a poem with you today. It's called The Wild Geese, and it's by the poet Mary Oliver. I hope you enjoy it. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair. Yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies, and the deep trees, the mountains, and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over announcing your place in the family of things.
Hi everyone, my name is Alycia Novak and I am the writer and creator of Alex the Artist. It's been about a year since I've been able to bring Alex the Artist with Superior Theatre Festival home to Thunder Bay, but within that year I have been working so hard on rewrites and expanding with music. One of the greatest transformations that's happened is the beginning of our story, which I think is really important because it gets us into the world of where we are. So I would love to share that part with you. So sit back, you can close your eyes and really let the words land with you and use your imagination to create this world. Exterior forest, dawn, black stage, music for happy and free starts. The lights come up very low like the morning sunrise. The bees and the birds and butterflies are flying around the audience. Frogs croaking as they greet the fish in the pond. They're all singing the tune to Happy and Free. Mother Nature enters. She is wearing a flower crown, is in a long dress with pockets, and carrying her magical bag. She's wearing colorful beaded bracelets and a rose necklace. She is also singing the chorus to Happy and Free. We are happy and free like the fish in the sea, free to be. Whoa! She stumbles on a rock and falls. Animals are quiet. Music screeches to a halt. Audience reacts. Hello? Is anyone there? I can hear you, but I can't see you. Well, that won't do. Let's see if we can fix that. Mother Nature takes out her paintbrush and a color wheel palette from her magic bag. Some mustard yellow to make the sun even brighter. The stage lights come up. Mother Nature looks out at the audience. Much better. Well, hello there. My name is Mother Nature, and it is an honor to meet each and every one of you. Are you here for the Artisan Festival? Audience reacts. It is one of my favorite festivals. All different kinds of artists, from singers and dancers and knitters and painters and poets to florists and bakers and candlestick makers, come together and share what they have created. Mother Nature looks around the stage and then back to the audience, dipping her paintbrush into the color wheel again. Just a minute. A little forest green for the trees, more ruby red for this rose. A butterfly goes by. Mother Nature reaches into her bag, and a little more glitter for your wings. Good morning, busy bees. Hello, Mrs. Blue Jay. Howdy, family of little green frogs. I hope everyone's doing well on this beautiful day. All the animals sound in agreement. Mother Nature, have you met our new friends? The animals turn to the audience and sound in agreement. Mother Nature, wonderful. I'm on my way to the town square for the Artisan Festival. But first, I want to go and say hello to Mr. Appletree. Let's all go. Mother Nature and the animals are humming the chorus to Happy and Free. They arrive at the great apple tree. The animals find their spots under and in branches of the apple tree. Mother Nature, hello, Mr. Appletree. How are you this fine morning? He shakes his leaves in agreement. That's great to hear. I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. Mr. Appletree shakes his leaves again, and like a ballet, an apple falls beautifully from leaf down branches for Mother Nature to catch. She drops it, and then she kicks it, and then almost falls again, but she grabs the apple and holds it up in the air. I got it! Thank you, Mr. Appletree. I'll see you all after the Artisan Festival. The animals all sound in agreement, and Mr. Appletree shakes his leaves again. Mother Nature says to the audience, let's go to the Artisan Festival! The bees follow Mother Nature. Citizens start to enter, and they're wearing colorful clothes. Mother Nature starts to walk around the town, talking to the audience. It's a wonderful little town, full of flowers and trees and busy working bees. In the town square, the bees make a beeline for the florist and his wonderful flowers. The photographer is taking pictures of the butterfly. The knitter and the baker and the designer are trying to hang the Artisan Festival sign. And that's where we'll stop. Thank you so much to Superior Theater Festival for everything that you do. And I cannot wait to bring Alex the artist back home to Thunder Bay. I love you all.
I ran away from my foster home 10 years ago. When I grew up, I tried to make a name for myself as a salesman, but I failed multiple times. I lost all my friends, my family. I became homeless 4 years ago. This was my new home. God's Park. That's not its real name. It's the nickname I gave to it. The 4 years that I spent at the park were cold. The weather, the people, the pipe, and the nights were sleepless. I wish I would just disappear. And one day, it happened. I mean, it sort of happened. I still had a presence. And I was there in the park. Somehow. For a little while, I could still move and touch things. I even had footprints. But then a week passed, and I couldn't hear my footsteps anymore. I couldn't even remember what my name was anymore. I started to develop a keen interest in people watching. Not in a creepy way or anything. I became a numb phantom in a strange, mundane purgatory. I felt like I no longer existed in the world. I finally admitted to myself that I was depressed. I just wanted it all to be over. And then
I wanna go back to Pockettawagan. I wanna go back to my hometown.
she moved in.
I wanna go back to Pockettawagan, and I wanna go back to my hometown.
In spite of all of her hardships and suffering, she still managed to pull herself up.
This is going to be our new home, Charles. As long as the sun shines and the rain still pours, I am going to take great care of you.
And then, one day,
Charles dried up. She had no one else to talk to. She just didn't care anymore. I saw the life in her eyes begin to fade, just like mine did before. I needed to save her, but to do that, I needed to find a way to be real again. And then I heard something. From the grave. Child. Go to the mud. From this day onward, I never saw her again. But I finally remembered my name. It was Charles.
Hello, my name is Christopher Wilson, and I am a professional performing artist, arts educator, and the artistic producer of Toronto musical concerts. At the beginning of the COVID lockdown, my dear friend and colleague Ryan Kelly created an online fundraising initiative to support the Actors Fund of Canada entitled Big Girl and Friends. This YouTube live stream featured professional musical theater artists from across Canada in conversation and performance. And the following two excerpts are performances from that YouTube live stream, which we hope you'll enjoy. It is an incredible honor and privilege to support the efforts of Beendigen that are helping Indigenous women and children in the local community. And in alignment with the name of this fundraiser, Empowered Together, I sincerely hope that the words of the song that I am offering resonate with you, our viewers. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your support of this incredibly valued organization. This song is You've Got a Friend.
When you're down and troubled, and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. I'm your big girl friend. sky above you grows dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow. Just keep your head together and call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. Hey, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They can hurt you and desert you. They can take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes I will, to see you again. Oh, winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. I'm your big Earl friend. Hey Cecil, the mainland's been cut off again. Your big Earl friend. Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend? Your big girlfriend. Your big girlfriend.
Everyone, my name is Ryan Kelly, and I'm a singer, actor, and teacher here in Toronto, as well as the Associate Director of Toronto Musical Concerts. It is my honor to be here now as part of this year's Unearth Festival and the Empowered Together fundraiser for Beendigen. I've chosen a song for myself to sing, composed by Broadway's Stephen Sondheim from that old movie Dick Tracy, called What Can You Lose? It's a song of longing, love, risk, and loss, feelings we all know well. Thank you so much for joining me and the other guests here to support Indigenous women and children seeking freedom from violence at Beendigen.
What can you lose? Only the blues. Why keep concealing everything you're feeling? Say it to him, what can you lose? But what if he knows he's had clues which he chose to ignore? Maybe though he knows and just wants to go on as before, as a friend, nothing more. So he closes the door. Well, if he does, those are the dues. Once the words are spoken, something may be broken. Still you love him, what can you lose? But what if he goes? At least now you'll have part of him. What if he had to choose? Leave it alone. Holding on it. Better a bone, don't even begin with so much to win. There's too much to lose.
Everything will be alright, yeah.
The heart is stronger than anything, like it could go through anything. And even when you think it can't, it finds a way to still push on, though.
Sometimes you wanna run away, ain't got the patience for the pain. And if you don't believe it, look into your heart and the beat goes on.
I'm telling you, things get better through whatever. If you fall, dust it off, don't let up. Don't you know you can go be your own miracle?
You need to know
If the mind keeps thinking you've had enough, but the heart keeps telling you don't give up, who are we to be questioning, wondering what is what? Don't give up. Through it all, just stand up.
It's like we all had better days. Problems getting all up in your face. Just because you go through it, don't mean you gotta take control.
You ain't gotta find a hiding place, because the heart can beat the hate. Don't wanna let the mind keep playing you and saying can't go on.
I'm telling you, things get better through whatever. If you fall, dust it off, don't let up. Don't you know you can go be your own miracle?
You need to know
If the mind keeps thinking you've had enough, but the heart keeps telling you don't give up, who are we to be questioning, wondering what is what? Don't give up. Through it all, just stand up. Through it all, just stand up.
You don't gotta be a prisoner in your mind.
If you fall, dust it off, you can live your life.
Yeah, your heart be your guide.
You will
notice the good if you trust in the good.
Everything will be alright, yeah.
light up the dawn if you follow your heart.
And it will get better through whatever.
If the mind keeps thinking you've had enough, but the heart keeps telling you don't give up, who are we to be questioning, wondering what is what? Don't give up. Through it all, just stand up. If the mind keeps thinking you've had enough, but the heart keeps telling you don't give up, who are we to be questioning, wondering what is what? Don't give up. Through it all, just stand up.
You got it in you, find it within.
Everything will be alright within you.
Got it in you, find it within.
You got it in you, find it within you.
You got it in you, find it within. Everything will be alright, yeah. Find it within you, find it within. Through it all, just stand up.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight and opening your hearts and sharing whatever you can during these difficult times. Any little bit helps.
We will be keeping this video up on our website, and donations will be open beyond tonight. A reminder that you can donate directly online to Beendigen by going to their website, beendigen.com, and scrolling to the bottom of the page, or click on the link in the description. Be sure to write in the comments that you're donating through the Superior Theatre Festival fundraiser. Stay tuned to watch for all the undercurrent films this particular fall. We appreciate your patronage and look forward to seeing you again in the future. Thanks so much. Have a good night.